Icebreaker. The latest coaster at SeaWorld Orlando opened to the public in early 2022 after a 2-year delay. Created by Premier Rides, it was designed to be an intermediate coaster for younger riders to enjoy. While it's definitely tamer than the other coasters in the park, Icebreaker has some moments that will surprise even the hardcore enthusiasts. This is my review on Icebreaker. Icebreaker is located on the other side of the lake by Wild Arctic. As you cross the bridge, you can see the first half of the ride in all of its glory. As you get closer to the queue line, you can walk under the back spike, which is cool as you can see the train fly above you. The signed entrance with the iceberg looks very nice. As far as the queue itself, there's no theming at all. If you are expecting an immersive experience, this ride is not it. But I will say the overall presentation of the orange track looks nice, and I like the placement of the ride near the water. As you exit the station, you are transferred to the launch portion of the track. If you've never been on a transfer system like this one, it's a cool experience the first time around. As the track locks in place, you start off with a weak backwards launch. This launch provides no airtime. You then propel forward with a little more speed. You will get a small pop of airtime here. If you're in the front row, you'll also get a bit of hang time. As you roll back from the top hat, you hit a third and more powerful launch that takes you to the backward spike. You get hit with a strong pop of ejector heading up that spike, and let me tell you, it surprised the crap out of me how strong that moment was to be a family coaster. Near the back, the spike feels a lot taller than it looks. You even get a little bit of floater on the way down. After that, you hit the strongest launch with another pop of ejector before hitting the top hat. If you're in the front, you're getting a nice pop of flowjector at the top and airtime coming down in the back. Coming up are two back-to-back hills that provide strong floater in the front row, but absolutely nothing in the back. From there, you hit the turnaround, which has some decent forces. You then hit a wave turn that honestly did really nothing, but it was still a fun element to transition into. You go through a couple of more turns, a final airtime hill that has a strong pop of floater, and then the brake run. After that, it makes a right turn back into the station. As this is an intermediate coaster, Icebreaker isn't the most intense coaster in the park by design. With that said, if you have kids or adults that are scared of big and tall coasters, this is a great ride for them to start with. The 80 feet top hat is tall enough to provide enough thrill without being too scary. The pacing is good during the second half, and the transition from element to element is smooth. There's not a lot of G-forces on this ride, so it's tame enough for most of the family to enjoy. And I said most because when the ride opened, the minimum height requirement was 48 inches, but because of a technicality, the minimum height was increased to 54 inches, which is the same for most of the coasters in SeaWorld. I get that was a safety measure, but kids and parents who originally thought the minimum height was 48 inches will be disappointed. The trains are your typical Premier Rides train with a lap bar and comfort collars. One thing I'm beginning to notice with these trains is that they are a pain to enter and exit with the spacing so tight, but I'm starting to get a little annoyed with the comfort collars. I always have an issue getting them on and off, and I feel they are unnecessary for a ride like this. Outside of that, the trains overall are fine, and they ride very smooth with no rough spots. SeaWorld Orlando really needed this coaster. There were no coaster that filled the gap between the only family coaster in the park and something like Manta or Mako. Icebreaker filled that gap nicely and also came with its own surprises, like the pops of ejector during the launches. Even with that, Icebreaker is a great family thrill coaster with a fun layout and great moments. I give it a final rating of 4.2 out of 5. If you made it this far, thank you for watching my Icebreaker review. To support coasters and travels, please comment, like, share, and subscribe. That way more people can view my content, and this will help the growth of my channel. Thanks for watching.